Welcome to the campus of North Idaho College and today's broadcast of the North Idaho College Public Forum. The crew is comprised of North Idaho College television students. Your moderator is North Idaho College political scientist Tony Stewart.
Good afternoon. May I wish you season's greetings. During the Christmas holiday, it is a very special privilege for us on this program to bring you something that we think you'll enjoy very much and will be very special to you. Visiting our campus and our area are the Romanian Folk Festival Company. We want to give special thanks to the Kootenai County Community Concert Association that brought them to our area and also gave us this opportunity to interview them on our program. I would like to introduce to you the interpreter of the company and the group that is visiting with us. He is Mircea Ciobanu. Welcome to our program, and thank you for providing the language barrier or overcoming it with our guest. I will ask our interpreter this time to introduce to you our guest and also their particular position within the company.
Yes, from left to the right is Mr. Valeriu Buciu. He's the choreographer of the company. Next is Mr. Alexandru Viman, the music director. And next to me is Mr. Nicu Moldovan. He's the director of the company and a very famous singer of Romanian folk music.
Well, I wish you would share with our guest that we welcome them to our city and to our college, and that we're delighted to interview them on this program.
Vă dorește bine ați venit în orașul lor și sunt foarte fericiți că au posibilitatea să vă iau un interviu în program.
And I would also like to welcome to our program three panel members that have been with us before and will be interviewing our guests. First of all is Bob Brown, the Assistant Director of the Vocational School at North Idaho College, Mary Lou Reed, a regular panelist, and Barry Schuler, the President of North Idaho College. We shall start the questioning with Bob Brown.
Mircea, I was wondering, you might tell the viewers how long your company has been in the United States and perhaps some of the places that you've been to and or are going to after you leave Coeur d'Alene.
I think I can answer myself there.
All right.
It's very easy. We arrived on the 24th of September in New York, and for about a week we did shows in the vicinity of New York. Then we went for 5 days to Canada, and then we came back to New York, and then we headed south and we went as far as New Mexico. Then we turned west up to California, and now we are north. And now we're going east, again back to New York. It's going to be another month of tour. We're leaving New York on December 14th.
I should point out to our viewers that we take this program early. Lou Reed.
Mircea, your company is called, and I'm sure I'm not going to say it right, so please correct me. Is it Maramureșul?
Maramureșul.
And would you tell us what that means?
Ce înseamnă Maramureșul?
Maramureșul este o regiune pitorească și foarte bogată în folclor în nordul României.
Maramureș is a very interesting area in our country, in the north of our country, and it's very well known for the very well-preserved folklore, Romanian folklore.
And do most of your troupe come then from that particular area?
They are from the area.
Could you describe your troupe then? There are 50 of you?
Yes, we are 50 of us here.
And what is the makeup? Women, men, children?
We have 15 musicians, 24 dancers, plus the other people helping to do the show. But mainly it's a band made out of 15 musicians and 24 dancers.
Men and women then?
Men and women,
And
12 couples.
Any children?
No.
No, no.
No.
So this is an adult group.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's it's a professional company.
Thank you.
Barry Schiller.
How does a person become qualified or get selected to become a part of your performing group?
I will ask one of my colleagues here, cum se ajunge ca o persoană să devină membru al ansamblului?
Condiția de bază este talentul.
The basic is to be endowed, to have the gift for folklore.
Bineînțeles, împletită cu pregătirea cuvenită din punct
And-
de vedere muzical sau coregrafic.
To this, they must take into consideration the education of that very person,
Există
the
licee de
musical
coregrafie,
education or the choreographic education. We have choreographic high schools,
licee muzicale, școli populare de
musical
artă.
colleges, schools for arts, and most of the people coming into this group are graduating some of these schools.
Și bineînțeles prin concurs.
And of course there is competition. They must have an examination.
Bob Brown.
There's a kind of folk dancing in the United States called square dancing, which has seen a resurgence of popularity in the United States. I don't know if you're familiar with
We've
Western
seen
square
in one of
dancing.
the places, we've seen square dances. We've been invited by an amateur group to watch. After our show, they have been waiting for us and they performed a couple of square dances. Very interesting.
Is there a re-interest or a continued interest in the kind of folk dancing that you do among just the ordinary people in Romania, the way that square dancing has gotten popular in the United States again?
I will
the
ask the
choreographer.
choreographer. Ne-a întrebat dacă am văzut acele dansuri square dances, că le-am văzut la un moment dat într-o sală când ne-au așteptat după spectacol și dansau în pătrat așa. Asta este dansul lor popular și acest dans popular acum în ultimul timp a prins foarte mult aici și întrebarea este dacă într-adevăr și la noi în țară dansurile populare sunt foarte căutate și dacă au prins foarte mult și în continuare.
Da, o foarte mare aderență, se practică pe scară largă.
Folk dances are performed very large
E o tradiție
areas.
națională.
It's a national tradition to
Fiecare
perform folk dances. Every village,
Pentru că mediul de unde culege
because
este
the
satul.
folk dances, they are actually coming from the village, from the countryside. And they do perform every week, and on Sunday morning there is a folk dance.
And do the people in the villages, are there selected people who do this, who carry on the tradition, or should anyone go out on a Sunday
Cei
morning?
care dansează în sat sunt oameni anume sau oricare poate
Nu. Fiecare joacă de dragul jocului.
everybody is dancing for
Din plăcere.
for the pleasure of
Joacă
dancing.
pentru sine. Noi culegem materialul artistic din mediul sătesc
And the choreographers, they select this material, the dances from different
și
countrysides.
îl oferim marilor consumator sub
And-
forma,
Then they offer it to the public
sub forma unui spectacol.
as a show.
Și deci noi, cei de pe scenă, jucăm și de dragul dansului, dar și pentru cei care ne vizionează.
So that means that artists on stage, they dance for pleasure, but also for the audience.
And then one final part of this, is there an attempt made to record these dances and so forth so that there's a way of carrying them on besides just the oral tradition?
S-a făcut vreo încercare de a înregistra aceste dansuri, de a se păstra în forma lor de bază.
La noi în țară există un institut național care se ocupă cu așa ceva și se lucrează de câțiva ani de zile și se continuă la o arhivă națională de folclor, pe plan muzical, coregrafic, plastic.
Yes, we have in our country so-called National Institute for Folklore, and this institute is working for already 4 or 5 years to record all the dances, the music, and the plastic and everything, what's in connection with folk art, so that we will have soon a great treasure of all the arts, performing arts in the countryside.
Uri.
Well, that's just very, very commendable. I think you really are then building, in the process of building a treasure, building a museum.
Yes, it's
A living
we
museum.
have a museum, a very interesting museum of folk arts, very interesting in Bucharest.
Could we talk a little bit about the music? Is the music basically based on a regular scale, or is there a minor scale that is used primarily? And are some of the instruments ones that you're finding people are surprised to see in the United States?
Muzica este bazată pe note, adică pe partituri precise sau nu. Și care ar fi instrumentele care au fost mai deosebite și mai apreciate de publicul american?
Ca și partea coregrafică și partea muzicală, mai întâi trece printr-o culegere la sursele originale de folclor.
Like the choreographers, the music directors, the composers, they go into the countryside and collect the different melodies, the different tunes, and the music, the original music in the countryside.
După această operațiune urmează
after that,
orchestrarea lor pe știme pentru fiecare instrument în parte.
Make the arrangements for the different instruments.
Se studiază partitura.
And then the orchestra is studying the scores.
Spre deosebire de orchestrele simfonice care de obicei cântă numai la pupitru și la știmă.
Unless the symphonic orchestras who only play by score, these orchestras, they play by heart the whole program.
Noi suntem obligați să învățăm pe din afară totul.
They are obliged to learn it by heart.
Yes, it's too
Un
bad.
lucru care nu este chiar așa de ușor.
Which is not very easy.
It's too bad that we're talking instead of watching you dance and listening to the music. But could you talk a little bit more about these instruments?
Dacă ați putea să ne spuneți ceva în plus despre instrumente.
Instrumentele muzicale românești, ca și celelalte instrumente care au cuprins area întregii lumi,
of Romania, likewise the other instruments in the world,
sunt cunoscute
are
în general de către
to the public.
marele public consumator de folclor, cu
Mainly
excepția
the public, which is fond of folklore.
Cu excepția instrumentelor specifice,
There are, however, some specific instruments.
cum ar fi vioara cu goarnă, de exemplu,
we have, for instance, the so-called violin with horn.
fluierul,
The flutes, different
naiul,
flutes. The pan flute.
cimpoi, caval, ocarină.
Bagpipe. Then there's a caval that's also a very long flute. Ocarina, which is, I think, it's known here.
Instrumente pe care dumnealor o să le asculte în seara acestui
Taragot.
Taragot.
The taragot is also very interesting. It looks like a clarinet, but it sounds like a saxophone. It's only played in very restricted area of our country.
Și
And
celălalt
the cymbalom, which is also very interesting.
era un instrument
Unfortunately, we have brought a big cymbalom with us, a concert cymbalom, which was broken in New York, and we only can use a small one, which is not the best we would like to have, but this is it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've joined our program in progress, today we are interviewing the Romanian Folk Festival Company directors, and we're talking about their tour of the United States, and we wish to thank the Kootenai County Community Concert Association for providing this opportunity. We shall continue the questioning with Barry Schuler.
What is the historical background of Romanian music, songs, and dances? Are you closely related to any of the other neighboring countries, Russia or Hungary or the Balkan states or Italy? Do you consider your music based on any of those primarily?
Care ar fi baza muzicii și dansurilor folclorice la noi? Există vreo influență a țărilor învecinate sau avem o artă populară de sine stătătoare?
Cu toate că istoria României a fost foarte zbuciumată,
Although we have had a very long history and a very shaking history of our country.
A cunoscut mulți cotropitori.
We have been conquered by a lot of peoples around our country.
Și stăpânitori.
Yes,
Poporul,
who ruled our country.
Poporul a reușit să-și păstreze propria spiritualitate,
However,
originalitatea.
yes, the Romanian people succeeded in preserving his own culture and his own art.
În mod deosebit, Maramureșul
Especially the Maramureș, the company,
este un leagăn fidel de păstrarea acestor bogate tradiții.
is a very good example of this way the people understood to preserve the culture and the arts in their own villages and in the countryside.
Majoritatea creațiilor folclorice, fie muzicale, fie coregrafice, fie că este vorba de o tradiție sau de un obicei, au caracter de unicat.
Each of the dances or the songs, they are unique. So
Fără influențe.
there is no influence.
Acest lucru s-a păstrat și în costumație și în
And even
limbă.
you can see that on the costumes the dancers are wearing.
Bob Brown.
I'd like for you to ask each of the three gentlemen what is the one thing that they've seen on this tour in the United States that has surprised them the most.
Vreau să știe de la fiecare ce lucru i-a surprins mai mult în America, în timpul turneului. Let's start with Mr. Butcher.
Cum adică, din punct de vedere artistic sau așa ca...
From the artistic point of view or
From any point of view they wish.
orice punct de vedere.
Eu sunt plăcut, impresionat de fluxul mare de spectatori la concertele noastre. Am înțeles că iubesc arta în general, spectatorii și, sigur, este...
Yes, Mr. Butcher is very much impressed by the large number of people coming to watch our performances, and he thinks that American public is very good public and loves music and dancing.
A reacționat
And has reacted very well. We have been very well received every
tot ce am
place.
prezentat noi. Mi-a plăcut foarte mult America.
He also enjoyed
E o țară
America.
minunată,
It's a wonderful country,
civilizată.
very civilized.
Ne simțim foarte bine.
We feel
Ca
very
între
well
prieteni.
here, like among friends. Mr. Viman,
Orașele mari și minunate,
he was impressed by the big cities, by the major cities. we have
autostrăzile imense,
seen, and the interstates, which we are driving every day.
distanțele foarte mari între localități
The huge distances between the cities.
și totuși faptul că am ajuns la timp la spectacole.
And still we didn't miss any performance. Every day we went right in time for the performance.
Socotind că ansamblul nostru a avut fericitul prilej de a face foarte multe turnee,
Having in view that this company has had the opportunity to see a lot of other countries during their performances.
Australia fiind singurul continent pe care nu am
Australia is
pășit
the only
încă,
country they haven't seen yet.
nu m-am îndoit că vom găsi un public cald și
There
primitor.
was no doubt that we will find a very warm public here in America.
Fie că am prezentat spectacole în Mongolia sau în China sau în Suedia sau în Mexic,
We actually did find a good public in most of the countries we have toured so far, Mongolia, China.
publicul a înțeles arta românească,
The public seems to like and to understand the Romanian art.
dar aici am rămas realmente uluit de
But it's amazing what I could see here from this public here.
reacția mai mult decât
It's-
caldă a
It's
publicului
more than
față
a
de
warm reaction of the public.
fie că a fost vorba de dans, de muzică instrumentală
No
sau
matter
chiar
whether
muzică
it
vocală.
was dancing or music or
Unde
even
textul oricum
singing.
ridică anumite probleme. de înțelegere.
Mainly the singing, where the public doesn't understand the words or the meaning of the song, and still they reacted and they.
Sunt fericit
received
că
very
am avut
well.
prilejul să fac acest turneu în Statele Unite.
He's very happy to have this opportunity to tour the United States.
Lou Reed.
You're wonderfully eloquent. It really does come across, I think, partly in smiles. I think I'll follow Bob's lead and then ask what each person feels that he misses the most. What is the thing that you long for from your own culture?
Merge pe aceeași idee și vă rog pe fiecare să-i spuneți ce vă lipsește cel mai mult aici în America. Valeriu Buciu.
Păi, îmi lipsește restul familiei.
First of all, the rest of the
Dorul
family.
de casă. În rest,
Homesick.
nu lipsește nimic, pentru că mai devreme am spus că mă simt ca între
Actually,
prieteni.
he's not missing anything, but except the people at home.
Permanent sunt stăpânit de curiozitatea de a vedea mereu alte
He's
state.
very curious to see new things and new countries and new cities and new people.
Și sunt bucuros că putem la rândul nostru să oferim publicului spectator american ceva din spiritualitatea poporului nostru.
And he is very happy that we have this opportunity to present the American public just a small piece of the very rich Romanian art. Alexandru Viman.
Faptul că în fiecare zi schimbăm orașele și localitățile
The fact that we are changing every day the city and
ne creează
theater.
tot timpul interesul de a vedea și vedem o serie întreagă
gives
de
us
lucruri
the
frumoase.
interest to see nice things in every city.
Cu toate că distanța este mare de patrie și familie.
Nevertheless, the distance from here to home is very.
Și zic familie pentru că eu, de exemplu, sunt singur aici, dumnealor sunt cu soțiile.
For him is more complicated because Mr. Butcher and Mr. Moldovan, they have their wives with them. Mr. Butcher's wife is a very famous singer, and Mr. Moldovan's wife is a dancer. No, he's alone.
De suportăm mai ușor și sigur
However, we will manage.
faptul că în fiecare zi jucăm în fața
It's good
publicului.
we are busy and we do perform every day, so we do not have the time.
Care este atât de atent și
very
de,
often home.
și de primitor.
And besides, the public is very warm, and they receive us so well. So it's not so bad.
Ne creează o ședere plăcută și
So we
interesantă.
really do enjoy here on the stay.
Cel mai mult îmi lipsește băiețelul meu.
He misses
14
most
ani.
his boy, his 40 years old boy.
E într-adevăr mai ușor pentru că sunt cu soția.
It's easier. He is with his wife here.
Până acum am vorbit de 3 ori la telefon și m-a întrebat în engleză cum este aici și am răspuns și eu în engleză, very nice.
He has spoken already 3 times on the phone with his son, and his son will now learns English. He asked in English, "How is it in America?" And he answered in English, "It's very nice."
Very nice.
Iar aici îmi lipsește timpul pentru a putea cunoaște
And
oamenii,
here
pentru a
he is missing the
putea asimila.
time to see more and to meet more people.
Thank you. That's very special.
Barry Schuler.
You might expect this question from an administrator, but how are your tours financed? Do you have government support, or do you essentially have to fund your operation from the gate receipts for the performances that you put on throughout the world?
You mean this tour here?
This
or
particular,
this
in
particular-
general, in general.
It depends. There are various tours. I can answer it myself. This particular tour is arranged by Columbia Artist Management in New York and by the Romanian Artist Management in Bucharest. It's basically a commercial tour, and everything is paid by Columbia. Columbia Artist Management. So it's not subsidized by government or whatever. There are, however, tours to other foreign countries subsidized by the government paying the transportation. Generally, they pay the transportation, which is very expensive nowadays. But this time, Columbia Artist Management has paid everything. Transportation from Bucharest to New York and back, a whole domestic transportation here in America, and the accommodation.
And that also includes then something for your salaries?
And, of course, the money, the fees, yes, yes.
Bob Brown.
I'm very curious about how you're finding the food in the United States and how different it is from Romania and perhaps...
Cum găsiți mâncarea în America? Este deosebită de mâncarea din România?
Este excelent.
It's excellent food.
Have you
It's
been
not
to
very,
McDonald's?
very big difference. Ați fost la McDonald's?
Da.
Yes,
Da.
sometimes.
Bineînțeles.
And fast
Of course,
food,
you
fast
can't
food,
catch
do you eat
it.
in fast food places or primarily restaurants? or-
Well, you know, we do not have too much time to spend on meals because we are always hurrying. Everything must go very fast.
Lou Reed.
When will your next tour start then? Do you have plans to go to Australia? How long do you rest, or how long do
Când
you dance at home?
vă gândiți să înceapă următorul turneu, vă gândiți deja la Australia?
Bineînțeles.
Ne gândim de mult la
Yes, of course.
E o
Of
dorință
course.
veche a noastră.
It's a long time desire to see Australia.
But you will then be in Romania for quite a while before you
Dar
start your next tour.
veți sta deocamdată în România un timp.
Este lucrul pe care îl dorim cel mai mult.
This is the most they desire now after this 3 months tour.
Activitatea noastră de bază se desfășoară acolo.
Acasă.
Publicul în România ne așteaptă.
Basic activity is in Romania. They have their own theater and they perform in their theater.
So all summer, during the time when there are more tourists, why it would be possible to see them in Romania?
Vara, când sunt mai mulți turiști, atunci sunt mai multe posibilități să vă vadă.
Vara
în
de
România
obicei
străini.
suntem
Dacă
pe
nu
litoral.
suntem plecați, sunt
Pe
străini
litoral sau în altă parte.
If they are not abroad, they are on the Black Sea shore, on the beach. They perform for foreign tourists.
Mr. Chabana, we're out of time. And before we leave the air, I would like for you to tell our guest that we want to, on behalf of our staff, express our deep appreciation for their being here today.
S-a terminat, din păcate, timpul. Din partea acestor domni și doamnei, vă roagă să primiți mulțumirile și să vă comunic cât au apreciat că ați acceptat să participați la acest interviu.
Ne mulțumim pentru invitație.
Thank you for the invitation. It was our pleasure.
I would also like to make the point that because you have such a busy schedule, it was very kind for you to do this, and it added much quality to our television production.
Thank you.
Le-am face și
De
noi.
asemenea, faptul că știu că sunteți totdeauna foarte ocupați, asta a fost un gest foarte frumos, că am putut să vă răpim pentru o jumătate de oră ca să dați acest interviu, care a îmbunătățit foarte mult programul nostru de televiziune.
And we shall cherish the memories.
Și ne vom aminti cu plăcere de acest interviu.
Mulțumim.
Thank you very
And I
much.
thank the panel very much for coming today.
How do you say Merry Christmas in Romanian?
La mulți ani, means many happy returns. We do not have actually Merry Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you'll be with us again next week, when again we'll be discussing what we believe to be an important topic, and we hope you enjoyed this one. I'm sure you did. Have a good week. I am Tony Stewart.
The North Idaho College Public Forum can be seen at the same time each week over this station. This production was videotaped earlier by a North Idaho College student crew for viewing at this more appropriate time.